everybody. I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of GenX Thinks Live. And today is what, Friday, right? Friday, February 20th. What's up, Oliver Rust? How's it going, man? Glad to see you here. And today, Oliver, I'm gonna talk about this Epstein shit a little bit. Sedition, what's up? Thank God it's Friday. You got that right, Sedition. I'm going to talk about this Epstein shit a little bit. We got a couple of things happen over there in Norway. They supposedly either charged some guy over there because of the Epstein shit, and over there in England, that Prince Andrew, I think his name is. I'm not real familiar with the royal family and all that crap, but watched it a couple times here. Prince Andrew, I think, he's been arrested, but they arrested him for sending Epstein some files, like some classified files or something, not for any of the, heinous shit he probably did. That we associate with Epstein Island. They got him on some technicality or something, and they took him down there and they released him right away and all that. So it's a big smoke and mirrors magic show. Crash Talks, hanging with Christopher, just another guy in the woods, DVS, Rex Chaoticus, Jeff 7, Jason Cheney. What's up, everybody? Glad to see you here. All right. So we see this stuff with this Epstein thing, right? We see all this shit going down. And basically, like I said earlier about, they're going to throw the people a bone and, throw some poor bastard under the bus and, get a couple of people, take them down to the station and act, just like the Senate does about, acting like they're going to break up monopolies and shit. They'll take them down to the station and waggle their finger at them and tell them they've been bad. And, we'll see what happens with any of that. Prince Andrew's not going to go to prison for the rest of his life or anything even close to that. So, but the thing that strikes me about this whole thing is, we got a couple sacrificial lambs out there, and then, people are this thing is starting to build out here, among the people about this Epstein thing. People want justice. People don't want to be ruled by a bunch of pedophiles and cannibals and shit. You know what I mean? We don't want to be, have these scumbags, these sick, monsters governing us. And this is building. I can see this. The tension is like a bubble. It's expanding and expanding, and at some point it's got to burst. And before that can happen, what do we see? Aliens. Obama just lets slip on a podcast that, yeah, there's aliens. Coincidence? Or is it a distraction? Look over here. I guarantee you that this alien thing is going to be the next big sensation, and this Epstein thing is just going to kind of go away if we let it. But yeah, this whole thing, and that was weird. That was really weird. My wife pointed out to me a very interesting fact there. That the guy asked Obama on the podcast interviewing Obama, are they aliens? And Obama said, yeah, there's aliens. And then didn't follow it up with any other question. Oh, really? Hell, how long have we known this? Where are they? Why haven't they told us before? No other questions. Nothing. Just, yeah, there's aliens. And then he started asking about basketball or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Sedition, what's up, Sedition? So, and now I just watched Trump answering questions, and he said Obama messed up by letting classified information out, and now Trump said I'm probably going to have to save him by declassifying it. So after that, just makes no sense. Trump has been lock her up and all this. I want to put these people in prison and all this. Now he finally has a legal reason to get Obama in trouble, and he's going to rescue Obama. He's going to come in like Superman and save Obama by declassifying this alien information. It just doesn't add up. It does not add up. So, yeah, I've got a whole lot of questions about this alien scenario coming in just in time to take over the biggest story in the history of the planet, just in time to overshadow the whole Epstein thing. What just marvelous coincidence. Yeah, the timing couldn't be better, for all these pedophiles, and just to take the spotlight right off of them. You couldn't plan it any better than that. You know what I'm saying? You could not, you just couldn't. So, there's aliens, and we're gonna find out all this stuff about aliens and stuff, and technology, maybe. I don't know what kind of shit they're going to make up, but yeah, that's going to be the big story now, and it's going to be all over the place, and the pedophiles, they're just going to kind of go back to doing what they were doing. No harm, no foul, well. Yeah, remember those Epstein pedophiles? Oh yeah, but what about the aliens? The aliens are taken over, or they're not taken over. They're beneficial. They're warlike. Whatever the hell the story's going to be, but does it really matter? Does the alien, whatever story they give us about the aliens, does it really matter? Tripwire, Tyler, what's up? OG Tango, just another guy in the woods. Raziel, there he is. Yeah, just watching Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, smoke meat mirrors. Yeah, exactly, Sedition. So, 10 Grizz, there he is. So if you believe anything about these aliens, right? Believe any of the shit that comes out about these aliens over the next 6 months or so, I've got a ski resort in Miami I'd like to sell you. Yeah, it's great. Snow year round, deep, fluffy snow, beautiful place run by some wonderful Cubans. And do you have Zelle? Because I take Zelle. So just send me the money, and I'll send you a PDF of your deed to the chalet in Miami. Wonderful place. But yeah, this whole alien thing, if you can't see that coming from 10 miles off, it's insane. Erica, what's up, Erica? Glad to see you here. The smoke and mirrors, the misdirection, the misinformation. Yeah, deep fluffy snow, Christopher. What's up, Christopher? Glad to see you here. Think it's all spirits? Yeah. But the depth of the deception is just crazy to me, and the timing, it's just all too much for anybody with a damn working brain not to at least question it. I'm not saying that I know that it's 100% whatever, but it's deeply suspicious in my mind. A bottle of pre-mixed mojitos. Roz. Yeah, help me move these big ass rocks. Yeah, Tyler, we can build pyramids again. Yeah, if there are aliens, I hope they help us lock up these pedophiles and get some decent people in the government. Yeah, I got some great swampland too, Christopher. Yeah. Hearst, yeah. What's up, Hearst? People are tired of being lied to about everything. Yep. And I've thought for a long time that they'd whip that alien thing out at some point along the way, either fake an alien invasion or something, you know. But they pull that alien card out at some point, you know, to what am I trying to say? In order to further an agenda or something, or to, you know, to distract us in some way, while they pulled some other shit. Luciferians, yeah. Yeah, the timing of it is totally suspect, Erica. Yeah, I agree. Who watches the watchers, Jason? Yep. Who does watch them? Yeah. Yeah, send them to, yeah, they all need to go to Alligator Alcatraz, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah, send them all there. And the fact that Trump, number one, he didn't just release the Epstein files to begin with. They all knew what was in them. The Biden administration knew what was in them. The Trump administration knew what was in them. All of the cover-ups and the bullshit and the lying and the misdirecting and all that shit by Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. You know, Trump telling us, you know, quit talking about that. There's nothing there. You know, and it's the biggest thing in American history, really, that we're, you know, that our government is just chock full, overflowing with satanic pedophiles. Um, you know, and Trump told us earlier that, you know, it was all just, it was meaningless, it was pointless, there was nothing, you know, that, and now this whole alien thing, he's jumping on it with both feet instead of cracking down on all this Epstein shit. And he says it's because there's a lot of interest there. Okay, those were his words. He's gonna declassify the alien shit because there's a lot of interest there by the people, as if there's not a lot of interest in who are the satanic pedophiles running our country. There's no interest there, according to Trump. There's interest in aliens though, so he's going to declassify that shit. It just, you know, um, and as I said before, I voted for Trump 3 times. I'm not, you know, calling people that voted for Trump idiots or anything like that. But we can't let these people slide just because we voted for them. Uh, we can't. We got to be better than that, in my opinion. EP6. What's EP6, Hurst? Silver bullets work for alien demons, vampires, and werewolves. I'll remember that. Maybe that's why silver is worth so much. Yeah, squeal like a pig. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Erica. Andrew being arrested is a show. They went down, they've already released him. They haven't charged him with any kind of sexual anything. It's just he sent some files to Epstein that he wasn't supposed to, some kind of classified documents or something. Uh, Gave Epstein some insider information that he wasn't supposed to. It's got nothing to do with the real issue. One person locked up and it's a woman. I haven't heard about the woman being locked up. Who the hell is that, Christopher? Yeah, we don't need them. Exactly. Just another guy in the woods. Yeah, why reinstall something that doesn't work? Stop pretending like they have the power. Exactly. Yeah, look at these dumbasses. Yeah, sedition wouldn't surprise me. Oh, just Elaine Maxwell or whatever. Okay, yeah. Living and active. What's up, Living? Glad to see you here. Honey Badger Justice, yeah. John, what's up, John? Yeah, and but you are correct, John, but that's also the trap we're in. That's the matrix. The other side is so bad that I'm going to vote for this guy because the other guy is worse, right? The lesser of two evils. When, we're picking an evil anyway. Now, I had hope that Trump was coming from outside the system and he was going to take a wrecking ball to it. That was my hope. That hope has been dashed against the rocks. And I'm not, not saying that Trump is a Democrat or any, what I'm saying, but I'm beginning to be on the side of thought that he's just part of the system. If they show up, you're just going to get swifty. Rusty Doob, there he is. What, Rusty? What's up, dude? Yeah, sedition. Was it you who said that before? The lesser of two evils is still evil. Yeah, yeah. Don't vote. Get organized. Or if you feel like you need to vote, don't vote for a damn lawyer or And that's another reason I voted for Trump, because he wasn't a lawyer. I thought he was coming from the outside, and but he's still, following the playbook. It seemed like his first administration he did not, but I don't know. It's almost like he's a completely different person this time. Shannon, what's up, Shannon? Glad to see you here. Yeah, she's a rainbow, Jason. But I don't know if all of y'all have seen that conversation me and Laik had, but I think Laik is absolutely right about just not giving them our attention anymore. Make it absolutely embarrassing to try to be a politician, to run for politics. Make them a laughing stock. Don't give them our attention. Don't give them any authority to rule over us. They're not our rulers. We don't need them. Period. And that's just a fact. We do not. Matter of fact, all they have done is make things worse. I keep going back in my mind, how wonderful Western civilization would be if we'd just been left to ourselves to govern ourselves, and the government had done their job and just protected our rights. That was the sole job of the government. Just protect our rights, right? If they had done that and we had been able to just, evolve from there, what would the world be like without all this division, without all this pedophilia, without all this, all these laws to incarcerate us, without all the cocaine being trafficked into our inner cities, without all the, opioids being mass marketed and all this shit, just all the corruption, all the stealing. We'd all have so much more money because it hadn't been robbed through taxes and it hadn't been devalued through inflation. The list goes on about how much better off we'd be without them. Yeah, they need our money. They need our time. They need us. And that is the biggest lie of all. We think we need them when it's the exact opposite. Without us, they dry up and blow away. Without them, we prosper. We would prosper without them. Yeah, what happened to the 85,000 kids that crossed the border, Tyler? Yeah, great question. You know what happened to them, Tyler? What? Aliens. There's aliens. That's been declassified. You know that? Did you know that, Tyler? There's aliens. Oh, what were you saying? You know? Let's talk about the aliens, Tyler. 85,000 aliens. Those could not see evil were all banished because they were nuts. Yeah. Yeah, release the Kraken. Yeah, there you go. Maximum weight. Nobody needs that kind of money. And I'm all for capitalism and being able to do the best you can according to your abilities. But come on, there should be a limit. If you, when once you can buy anything on the planet, you don't need more money. Um, and the only reason they're able to get that rich is through stock market manipulation and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's not because of hard work. It's not because of uh, dedication and all that stuff. They're able to do this through stock market manipulation because they own stocks and they don't own that much cash. It's not like they worked hard and made this much money. No, uh, people like us invested in their stock and their stock went up and they had a decent amount of money, several million probably, whatever they had to invest in it to start. And then, but when everybody starts investing and their stock is worth $1 and it goes up to $400 and they own, half a million shares or whatever, now they're mega rich. It's all stock manipulation, though. It's not like they actually have the money, but then they can borrow money against that stock, and then they don't pay taxes because they're not spending income. The money was borrowed. Oh yeah, yeah, Raziel. Yep, yeah. They work at keeping most people down. Yeah, yeah. That's a strange thing too. Everybody who had blue on their roofs didn't burn, but everything else did. Yep, I've heard about that, Tyler. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that the thing is in their brain where they just have to get more and more and more. I don't understand that, Christopher. Um, maybe I don't know if most people would be that way if they got that mega rich, and maybe it's just the money that does it to you, or maybe that's just certain people are geared that way that they just have to have. Too much is never enough when it comes to money. Yeah, every time your pay increased, your taxes did too. Yeah, or you lose some government assistance. Yeah, exactly. JPC, what's up? Glad to see you here. Yeah, yeah. What better way to entertain yourself than make everyone else around you miserable? Then when you get so rich and you could do anything, you know, what the hell? What it's I kind of see it like that movie Trading Places, where those rich people were just playing with lives. I'll bet you $1. Yeah, so they yeah, put one guy in prison and elevated another guy. It might be like that, except they do it with countries. Smart meters are catching fire. I wouldn't trust anything in the store nowadays. Yeah, yeah, Jason, you're probably not far off, dude. That maybe that's it. sedition. Maybe it's the power that corrupts. Maybe, maybe these people started out good and they got corrupted by the power and the money. If if it would work if you did nothing, and it does. Yeah. Yeah, Hearst. No, me neither. I've never been there either. Yeah. Yeah, us too. Well, hopefully I was one of them. I was always broke as a kid, but hopefully I was a good person. Yeah, Jason, Trading Places is a good movie. I watched it not too long ago. Oh, Living and Active. Okay. Well, yeah, we missed you, dude. Glad to see you here this morning. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah. Yeah, Shannon, Uncle Sam there with his hand out on payday like a deadbeat family member. Exactly. Yeah, the world. Chris Mack, what's up? World is a stage, and we aren't in the play. Yeah, and we're fooled. Society, the population at large, we're fooled into thinking we have no power. When the honest truth is, we have all the power. All of it belongs to us. Without that, they need their circuses and their bread in order to control us and divert our attention with aliens and all this bullshit. Um, without that, if we ever had a moment to look around and decide that we're better off without them, and we can run our lives without them, and that we should join together in unity, then they're in trouble. That is their day of reckoning, uh, and they don't want that. That is their biggest fear. Like, you ever seen that movie Ants, the animated movie, where the grasshopper said it's just one ant, but then he dumped the load of nuts and seeds down on that other grasshopper, and and was saying what I just said. If all of them together decide to do something, we're done. We're done. Oh yeah, Uncle Sam's the biggest gangster in the world. Crash, you're absolutely right. Yeah, remove qualified immunity from judges and cops. Remove any kind of immunity from anyone, everyone. Why would anyone be immune from something someone else is not immune to? Anyone, everyone, the president of the United States down to the bum in the streets. If that bum is not allowed to do it, then the president shouldn't be allowed to do it. They're not better than us. They're not. What makes them think that they should be immune to laws that we are subject to? Uh, it, it it's just brainwashing. Pure and simple. Rabbit, what's up? Connecting the rabbit holes. Good morning. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can take our power back. We know what it takes to do that, and nobody wants to. You are absolutely right, DBS. Nobody wants to. So we don't. We keep letting them do their disgusting shit, their robbery, their uh, sex offenses, their whatever disgusting shit you can come up with that they're doing it. I'm sure. Hillary Clinton, like 11 people she knows, has committed suicide that, that had information on her. That's uh, maybe she's just, attracted to people who are suicidal, or maybe it's something else. I don't know, but there's shit like that going on all the time, and we ignore it because we don't want to have to go through all the shit that it takes. Um, we don't want to have to live without our amenities, without our conveniences. So we just keep wallowing in the shit. And I'm as guilty as everyone else. I'm not out there, uh, driving toward Washington D.C. right now. So I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. We're all in the same boat. Yeah, we need peace officers, not corporate officers. Yeah. Hell bent for leather. What's up? That's a hell of a handle, hell bent. Yeah. Yeah, I love to see those awesome handles. Yeah. Soar like an eagle, roar like a lion, and howl at the moon like a wolf. Your first job was Toys R Us. That's awesome, Erica. That's bad as hell. Keith McVeigh, what's up, Keith? Mm-hmm. Oh, you see the Mad Dog? Yeah, no, I don't drink that shit anymore. It's for purely nostalgia purposes. Yeah. The only way that shit will leave the bottle is if it falls down and breaks. Keith, yeah. No, that was the worst hangover in my life. I think it was like the third time I drank it, though. I drank it before that. Um, Rodney, what's up, Rodney? Yeah, Mad Dog, dude. Yeah, worst hangover of my life, though. Oh, they suspended income for serving officials. It was considered an honor. Sedition. He doesn't remember a damn time he drank Mad Dog. Oh shit, that's too funny, Sedition. Yeah. Robert, what's up, Robert? What's up, dude? Glad to see you here. Yeah, the term limits for the Senate and Congress and all that. These people sitting up there for 50, 60 years, robbing us blind for decades. It's sickening. I mean, come on. We're going to get to a point where they've just gone too far with all this bullshit. And we can't let them misdirect us and take our eye off the ball with this alien bullshit. All right. We just can't let them do that. Don't let them do that. Uh, there needs to be justice. Doc the Butcher, what's up, Doc? What's up, Doc? Glad to see you. Glad you can make it. Too much ice cream in the sample cones, Erica? Yeah, yeah, exactly, Robert. If people quit voting for these scumbags over and over and over again, thinking they're going to fix it, right? Left and right, Republican and Democrat. I've seen it so many times. The Republicans, they'll go up there and do nothing, do absolutely nothing, and then go back to their constituents, oh, I'm going to get it done this time. Just vote for me. Those damn dirty Democrats stopped us, but we'll get them this time. I promise. And they'll talk that game, them damn lawyers, and they'll get elected again. So, yeah, if people had sense, the term limits wouldn't be needed, but people don't have any sense. So, we need term limits to, to offset the gullibility of the random, the average person. Pizza delivery driver for a place called Pizza Man, Hellbent. Yeah, that's awesome. Mine was at a small animal auction, goats and stuff like that. Yeah, Rex. Rex Chaoticus, what's up, dude? Congress should get 4 terms in the Senate too. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't care. Anything would be, we should try all kinds of shit. Anything would be better than it is now. That make it be a revolving door. You get 1, 4, or 5 year stint up there, and that's it for your whole life. And it's somebody else's turn. Shannon's never tasted Mad Dog 2020. What the hell? I didn't know there was. I didn't know there was a Gen Xer who hadn't tasted Mad Dog 2020. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Tyler. And how they do it, how these companies and these rich people can buy off these politicians without spending a dime. All right. What they do is, I'll have a corporation A, right? It's just an empty shell corporation, but it's on the stock market. Okay. And I'll tell whoever to, hey, you vote this way for me, you get this bill passed, and you put your money in corporation A, and then I'll put my real corporation, make it a subsidy of corporation A, then corporation A stock will shoot up because, its value just, multiplied by 1,000, right? Because now it has actual value. Before it was just a shell, an empty shell. And then when it shoots up in value times 1,000, then you just sell that stock. You know what I mean? And after the whole thing is over, well, I'll just decouple the two corporations, and and then when the value goes back down, you can just buy more stock next time. And I haven't spent a dime, but you're $5-10 million richer, right? And then you just get this bill passed for me. And who pays for it? The people that invested, who bought that stock. When they saw it shoot up, a bunch of people bought that stock. A bunch of common people like me and you probably bought that stock, and then it crashed and we lost all our money. So yeah, that's how that game is played. A lot of times it's not actual cash. They buy these politicians for free with manipulation. A lot of this stuff with these multimillionaires and these billionaires and stuff, that's how they get rich, is just through manipulation. They don't spend their money, they don't invest their money to become rich. It's all leveraging and manipulation and all this bullshit. They don't work hard and earn their money, like we're told they do. They don't. The Tankella, what's up? Yeah, term limit stops institutionalization. Yeah, and we need that. Come on. It's time we end this shit. Wandak, what's up, Wandak? How are you this morning? I'm doing good, man. Yeah, you voted for Mickey Mouse on some election sedition. Hell, that's probably, the best option on there a lot of times. Looking down on us, Jason. Yeah, always drank 40 ounces, Rex. I drank it all. 40 ounces, cheap wine, hard liquor, beer, uh, whatever, whatever was available. You got an airport bottle of Jack Daniels staring at you, Robert. Oh yeah, wouldn't that be something, hell bent? An IQ test before you can run. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Robert. Yeah. Article 5 fundamental changes to the Constitution. Yep. Really want tacos living? Did you drink Mad Dog last night? I always wanted tacos the next morning. Bullet rye whiskey. Making an Irish coffee, Hurst. Why doesn't that surprise us, Hurst? Yeah, they're never going to impose term limits on themselves, Crash. They're not going to imprison themselves for all the shit they pulled over there on Epstein Island. They're not going to do that. They're going to distract us with aliens. Yeah, they're not gonna limit themselves in any way. As a matter of fact, they're going to protect themselves from the laws that they pass against us. They give themselves immunity. They gave themselves immunity from the COVID vaccine. Why? If it was such a lifesaver, why did they give themselves immunity from it? Just a question. You know, they're never going to do it, and we know it. We know it. It's just common damn sense. Yeah, exactly, Tankella. We have too many that aren't elected, too many unelected bureaucrats running shit. Yeah, yeah. Good point, Tankella. You want them to be in range, Robert? Bully Hill wine. Oh, it's insanely sweet. Okay. I kind of remember what Mad Dog tastes like. The last time I tasted it, I was probably about 21 or 22. I was in the army. That was that bad hangover I tell you all about. Yep. Now we know Wanda AC. Solar flares is the new ozone layer rabbit holes. Yeah. Yeah. Used to be made in America. We've seen, yeah, that's another thing. We've seen all our factories and jobs to be sent overseas uh, in the name of getting our carbon emissions down and all that shit, and in the name of globalism and this new global economy. And we've seen the value of our dollar tank, um, and people are happy to have this cheap Chinese bullshit, right? Yeah, Wanda. Yeah, yeah. That was the worst hangover I've ever had. Yeah, was after drinking a couple bottles of that. Yeah. All right. Hands-on studio mechanics up and down the Northeast Coast. Tank Ella. Drink two, skip the hangover straight to the ER. Trip. Yeah, yeah. Stop putting chemtrails in the sky. Oh, there aren't chemtrails though, Wanda. Even though I think 3 or 4 states now have made them illegal, they're not allowed to spray shit in the sky now. It's like a class 3 felony in Florida to spray shit in our sky. But that's a conspiracy theory. Our all of our Florida representatives are crazy. Yeah, made in America. Yeah, we got to start supporting. Well, not, I don't give a shit really whether who you support. I care more about who we don't support. We have to stop supporting certain huge corporations, these huge monopolies and shit. You know what I'm saying? The world's getting bullied by wimps and we let it happen. Yeah, we're not that old. Hell no, we're not that old. If you just look at Bill Gates and see that he's all the shit he's pulling and just look at him, his wimpy, just pasty ass, you know what I mean? Uh, you know, any one of us, Shannon, uh, uh, who else? Erica. Any of y'all could just choke slam. You know, any of our Gen X chicks could just choke slam Bill Gates on the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? And he's running the world. You know, he's one of the ones running the world. Come on. Come on. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Wanda, yeah, but Texas, they must not have. Well, I'm not saying they don't still do it here in Florida. I haven't seen any lately, but I don't think Texas was one of the states that passed a law, Wanda. It was Florida, Kentucky, and Tennessee, if my memory serves. But you can look it up. It's pretty easy to look up. Jack Daniels, Roz, okay. It beats you up when you drink that shit. Dirty joke season for an episode, Christopher. I've got a couple of videos about dark humor. There some of those dark jokes are my favorites. Apple Jacks. All right, I've never had Apple Jacks edition. Carlo Rossi, Robert, Wild Turkey in the 70s. Oh, with tequila instead of vodka. Okay, yeah. I can't imagine what that shit would taste like. Yeah, I saw that OG when he got that pie slapped in his face. Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, it was supposed to be outlawed in Texas, Wanda. All right. Oh yeah, Hearst. Way too many running society. You know, glows in the dark, Christopher. Yeah, yeah. I forget what playlist it's on. I did them uh, probably a year and a half ago. It's the dark humor. I got two or three episodes where I tell jokes. You know, Christopher. I think they're funny as hell. Wild turkey with honey. Another bad hangover I had was Southern Comfort when I was a young teenager, early teens. Me and a couple of my buddies just went down to the creek and with a fifth of Southern Comfort, passing it around. Woke up the next day, you know, with one leg in the water and just passed out by the creek. That wasn't a fun day that next day. Boggy, what's up? Boggy 2.0. Evan Williams and Jaeger in your 20s. Cheap bourbon for the win. Yeah, dude. Try. Oh, how to make Apple Jacks at home? Okay, sedition. Wild Turkey's rough, Tankella. We don't badmouth tequila here first. Oh, after effect. Well, yeah. The worst accident I ever had was a car wreck, and I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger seat. I've told you all about that, and that still. pains me today. So yeah, I'll take the hangover most definitely. Even though it was worse the next day, it was shorter lived. Yeah, I fully recovered from the hangover. I still haven't fully recovered from the car wreck. You made a manager at McDonald's cry. It's a core memory for your daughter. That's awesome. You're living inactive is too intimidating from his wheelchair. That's hardcore living. That's all you need to know about you to know you're Gen X, dude. That's all we need to know about you. Yeah, that's awesome. You were always on the Southern Comfort as a kid, Erica. Drugged down the street by a car over your worst hangover, Jeff. Mom beat you silly, Christopher. Talamore Dew? I've never heard of that, Tankella. Super cold? Okay, Shannon. Yeah, keep it in the freezer. Yeah, yeah, I'm lucky to be alive too. Uh, and not just, I mean, a few times I came close to dying but didn't suffer any serious injuries. But if it had been just a nanosecond sooner or later or off to the left or the right, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. 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 We are just another guy in the woods. We're at the right age. We still have gumption. We still have energy, and we're not too old. Our brains haven't started deteriorating yet. We're not wearing adult diapers yet. Well, most of us, and uh, still wipe our own asses. So it's this is our time. Yeah, I really believe that, and we'll see what we do with it. You know, we'll see what we do with it. But this is our time. Um, just like that quote from the Goonies. This is our time, and we're the Goonie generation, right? Uh, so we'll see. Hopefully, we'll do what Lake, aka Just Another Guy in the Woods, is saying, and we don't give them any of our attention anymore, and we uh, we fix things, even if it's completely, from the couch, and just be that role model for other people, and maybe it'll catch on. Dude wipes for the win. Yeah, Sedition. Your manager still doesn't know how to deal with you, Hurst. Yeah, go down on the right side of history. Oh yeah, Robert Duvall, Tankella. And that's another thing. You see that guy, just like yesterday or day before or something, that guy McDreamy or McSteamy. I don't know. I never watched that show. Uh, what's the name of that show? That doctor show they had. Um, shit, I don't know. I never really watched it, but I've heard all the time. You've heard of McDreamy and McSteamy. Uh, no, not HR. Shit, I can't remember the name of the show. I don't know the guy's name, the actor's name. All I remember is McDreamy and McSteamy. He was one of those two, but he just died of Lou Gehrig's disease. Just very recently. And I was watching an interview with him, and that they they took not long after he was diagnosed, right? And so he knew he was about to die. He was, he had months to live, and they interviewed the guy, and he said, I just want to spend time with my family. That's the thing that's bothering me the most is I'm going to leave my family. He said, my dad died when I was young, and I really hate that for my kids because I've got young kids and stuff, and this guy is doing all that, right? Going through that. And it just really hit me again, that thing we talk about once in a while here on Gen X Thinks. There are no atheists in the foxhole. And that means more than just that, right? It means that when you're faced with death, certain death, and death is coming, uh, your priorities completely change. Now, I watched that guy on that interview sitting in there in that chair talking about all he wanted was to spend time with his family. That's the only thing that was important to him. He wasn't worried about getting the next hottest new iPhone, the next hottest new, uh, role in the new movie or TV show or whatever. He wasn't worried about that shit. He wasn't worried about getting the newest sports car that came out. You know what I mean? He wasn't worried about any of that shit. All that material shit in the world was absolutely meaningless to him. The only thing this dude cared about was spending time with his family. All right. And that, I think, if we could get some of that while we're still alive, while we're still looking around, and, some of that foxhole mentality before we're in the foxhole, I think that it would just go so far, not only to improving our own lives, but to improving our country. Your phone is 7 years old, Hurst? Yeah. And that's what we need to start doing. We need to start supporting country or companies that that make things that last a long time, and don't constantly want you to update shit and get the newest one, throw your old phone away and get the newest, baddest ass phone. Your Jeep is 23 years old. Well, I have you beat there because my van is 27 years old. Now, did we piss off death? I don't know what we did. Maybe it's the opposite, Christopher. Maybe we made death happy and death loves us. Yeah. Yeah, the weak ones didn't make it. Yep. Natural selection weeded us out. Oh, are you leaving us? Okay. Okay, Wanda. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, no, I haven't forgotten. Yeah, Zombie, Hurst. Yeah, we've got another chat in the morning, and then Sunday morning is our members chat on ancient technology. Yeah. Oh, and I do have our, what's that called? I can't believe y'all put up with me. That Discord is link is down in the description now. So anybody who wants to join the discussion on Discord can follow that link. Still under 200,000 miles, Roz. That's good. Cummins diesels usually hit 1,000,000 miles. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, DVS. Yeah, those old ones are awesome. Still new to you, Hellbent? Hell yeah. Yeah, some things you got to fight for a living, even though, even though it's a doomed endeavor, some things you got to fight for. And oh yeah, Tankella. Yeah, we love the Amish here on Gen X things too. But some things are worth fighting for, even if we're certain that we can't win, we still fight because it's what you do. It's what you do. To be a human being, a self-respecting human being, walk around on this planet and with any self-worth at all, any self-respect at all, you fight for what's right in some way, some form or fashion. And driving an old truck is a form of fighting the system. Not supporting this shit, not chasing the next newest, hottest thing, right? Don't give them your money. Don't give them your attention. All right, everybody. Yep, it's time. That was a quick damn hour, wasn't it? So I'm going to say goodbye to Christopher, Robert, Hurst, Crash, OG Tango, Living and Active. Did I say Trip already? Tripwire, Raziel, the Tankella, Sedition, Tyler, Hellbent, Wanda already took off on us. DVS, Rabbit Hole. What's up, Rabbit Hole? Econ and Cohorts, Boggy 2.0. Got a lot of new faces in here today. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you for contributing to the conversation, y'all. I hope y'all come back. Sedition. Did I say just another guy in the woods? Well, we all know Leg deserves 2 goodbyes. Shannon. Can't forget Shannon. Dog Karma. Erica. Jeff 7. Robert. All right. I think I got everyone. If I didn't call out your name, I apologize. But thank you for showing up and hanging out with us for an hour and getting stuff off our chest and sharing wisdom with each other, rehashing old times. 10 Grizz. What it is, 10 Grizz. Jason Cheney. All right, I ran out of room there in the chat. So, Mr. Hurst and everybody else, thank you so much. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Lot of stuff going on today, and keep your eye on that damn alien shit, but don't take your eye off the ball either. Don't let him distract us. Don't let him distract us from what's really important. All right. Joe P, there he is. Joe P. And today, who is going to get the Jeff 7? Have Jeff 7 got the dedication yet? Well, we're going to dedicate it to Jeff 7 today. All right. Jeff 7, this spiel is for you. I know y'all have been waiting on the spiel the whole time, and you're chomping at the bit to hear the spiel. So this one's dedicated to you, Jeff 7. So be cool, everybody, and have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow morning. As always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, it's only $2.99 a month, and I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. But I really appreciate all the support from the members out there. This is the members banner here, and I really appreciate these people. They support the channel directly through memberships, and it helps out a lot, so thank you very much to all the members. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Genx things and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description too for any of you who are interested. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Things, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthings@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the